Hey, Team Queens. I know it's been a while. I've actually been off not feeling well. It's been like, I think it was a week or something like that. No. Okay. But as usual, I'm back and I'm better. Before we move forward, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Hit that red subscription button. Turn on the notifications to let you know when I've uploaded another video. So today's video is actually a request, and I'm going to remind you again that if you want a topic or discussion covered, all you have to do is leave it in the comments. I always read the comments. If you don't, for whatever reason, want to leave it in the comments, that's cool. You can also DM me on Instagram at MTMKDEE, okay? And on Facebook at Mentertainment. All right, so jumping into it, today's topic is relationships, specifically romantic relationships, healthy versus toxic. Okay, and I know a lot of you have a lot to say. Okay, so feel free to leave your comments down below. Okay, I want to hear from you. Talk to me. The first thing we're going to talk about is, what do we consider a healthy relationship? Obviously, the number one thing is communication. Obviously, that means being able to speak to one another. In saying that, it's not just speaking, but also listening. Now, a lot of us are confused about what that means. Some people listen to respond. So many times I'll be in the middle of a heated discussion or argument or whatever you want to call it, and I'll be like, they'll be like, oh, I'm hearing you. I hear you. I know you hear me. Okay, your ears work, friend. I know you hear me, but are you listening? Okay, a lot of people, they get this mixed up all the time. There's a difference between hearing somebody because your ears work and actually listening to somebody when they're speaking to you, okay? You need to listen to understand where they may be coming from, understand what they may be feeling at that point in time. We don't need to agree, but at least listen. Not listen to respond, not like, okay, well, I'm just gonna keep quiet. I am listening to you. I understand where you're coming from, but I'm more preparing my response. Because a lot of times we miss things that are crucial when somebody's speaking to us, because we're just like, okay, but, and we're just ready to just respond because we feel like we have a valid point, or, we want to get our point across, whatever the case may be. So we all do it. So listening is key. I don't think people understand how vital that is, or crucial that can be, especially when communicating. Actually listening, taking the time to just be quiet and listen with your mind and with your heart, how important that is, and how much that can actually calm a situation and prevent a big heated blow up. In saying that, a lot of people think that if you're going through this period in a relationship where you guys are like bickering all the time and just getting on each other's nerves and arguing, that it's becoming unhealthy, or it may be toxic, or it's time to leave. On the contrary, it is actually very healthy to argue with your significant other. It is actually very healthy and very normal to bicker with your significant other. Just so long as it's not something that's continuous, like you guys can't even have a normal conversation in between your arguments, that's different, right? And just so long that it's obviously not abusive in any way, shape, or form, okay? Verbally, mentally. We'll talk about abuse in the next video, but just so long as it's not destructive, it is very healthy and very normal to fight and to argue. Like, anybody who tells me that you and your significant other do not fight or bicker, I think that is a conversation that y'all need to have. You need to figure out why, because that's not normal to me. To me, when you are in a relationship with somebody and you're arguing and you're fighting, your emotions are high and you guys are passionate and you're yelling and whatever. Yes, there's a proper way to communicate, but we're human beings. That to me shows, if you're yelling at me or you're getting upset with me about something that I may have done or said, and you're really passionate about it, you may even cry. That to me indicates that you still give a fuck. That to me indicates that you still care. If you are not yelling and you're not carrying on, or like If you're not even voicing any concerns to me, or we're not arguing from time to time, that's concerning, because that's what we do as individuals, and that's what we do with people that we care about. It doesn't, at this point, it doesn't even have to be a romantic relationship. In any friendship relationship, it could be blood related, it could be just, you know, a best friend. If the person I'm with is always just laid back and they're just like, all right, cool, whatever you want, whatever you say, that's concerning to me. That's a conversation you guys need to have. Just so long as it's not destructive, it's gonna happen. Expect it to happen. Okay, it's just what you do after the fact. It's okay to, you know, have blowouts sometimes and then go in your separate corners and then come back and reevaluate the situation and just revisit the conversation. Remember that sometimes you have people that are so much alike that it's like you're gonna, you know, bump heads all the time, and then you're gonna have complete opposites where you're gonna have difference of opinion and different ways of handling things, and, you know, your personalities collide. There's no such thing as a perfect relationship or a relationship where nobody is getting on each other's nerves. It's just not going to happen. If it does, again, you need to reevaluate that there's something's not right there. A lot of people would say, okay, well, you know, just as long as there's respect in the relationship. That's obvious. And respect is so broad. Respect is the umbrella, and then there's all these other things that fall underneath it. That goes without saying. But what a lot of people don't do is make sure that there's self-respect. In order to carry on a healthy relationship, you have to make sure that you have self-respect for obvious reasons. And if it's not so obvious, here are some examples. If you have self-respect, you're going to make sure that you're respected, period, right? So you're going to make sure that not only are you speaking to your significant other a certain way, but they're going to do it in return. You get what you give, basically, for the most part, right? But again, any self-respecting person will make sure that going into a relationship or going along, it's kind of like goes without saying. If you have self-respect, you're going to not demand respect, but you will command respect, period. I'm going to use LOVE as an acronym in order to basically explain a healthy relationship. So let's start with the letter L. L will stand for loyalty, which we talked about in the other video. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. And it also stands for listening, which is what we just talked about as well. Okay, loyalty and listening. Two very important things to have in a relationship. Someone who listens to understand, and loyalty, hands down. For O, we have observation or being observant. Now, I cannot tell you how important this is, okay? If you never take anything else from any of my videos, I need you to listen to me. As women, I don't know about you, but for most women that I know and for myself, having somebody who is observant, who pays attention, is one of the most important characteristics that we look for. Someone who knows what gets you angry and what makes you happy. Someone who knows what makes you excited. Someone who knows your ins and outs. Someone who knows the crinkle on your forehead when you're getting, you know, irritated. Someone who knows how to irritate you. Someone who knows how to calm you down. Someone who knows your favorite food and how you like your meals prepared, or your favorite song. Someone who pays attention. That shows that you're actually investing in that person. And that shows that that person is investing in you. It's not some fly by the night, wham bam, thank you ma'am. No, they actually want you. They care. They want to be here. They're taking the time to learn you. That is what people do when they're passionate about something. If you're passionate about a sport, or if you're passionate about animals, you can be passionate about music. You're going to learn your favorite artists' songs in and out. You're going to learn when their birthday is. You're going to learn their kids' names. You're going to pay attention. You're going to be like, oh shit, they had on these shoes today and that outfit tomorrow. It's the same thing. Be observant and make sure that they're observing, okay? O. So we got L and we got O. V, value. Everything that I said prior to the V, to value, will fall into place, okay? If you have value in yourself, if you have value in your relationship, if you value the person you are with, everything else will fall into place. Because You guys will make sure that your feelings are considered. They will put nothing and nobody, except for God, of course, above your relationship. Nothing. If you value each other and each other's feelings and emotions, honestly speaking, everything else will fall into place. And the last one, obviously, is E. Okay, so E is for expectations. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, and I've said it too. You shouldn't walk into a situation or relationship with expectations because you're going to be setting yourself up for disappointment. Agreed. However, I don't mean, when I say expectations, I'm not talking about in the other person. I'm not talking about expectations based on what they have to bring to the table or what they have to offer. No. I'm talking about the opposite. What expectations within yourself? So for yourself. Meaning, are you the person you want to be with? If you're talking about, I want somebody who is God-fearing, I want somebody who has goals and ambitions, I want somebody who will treat my kids like they're theirs, someone that I can bring home to my parents. If you want all those things, that's great. But make sure that when you make that list, you can go down that list and check them off based on yourself first. You can't be in a relationship and have all these daggone expectations in the person that you're with, and you're at the same level or worse off than them. If they're not working and you want to put him down, you talking about, I need somebody who has a great job. Okay. Do you? Make sure that you're a match, or make sure that you can help them get to that level. But you can't expect to have these expectations in the person that you're with if you haven't fulfilled them yourself. Be the person you want to be with. That's basically it. So that's E for expectation. So we got the word love. L for loyalty and listening. O for observation or being observant. V for value. And E for expectation within yourself. Now that's basically the gist of a healthy relationship.